If you've been seeing cricket betting market like team total run over and you don't understand it, this video will fix that today. I will break down what cricket really is, what individual team total runs means, and the simplest way to analyze it like a pro with a real example. So stay to the end because most people overcomplicate this. But I will show you a smarter and easy way to analyze cricket individual teams total over. So let us talk about what is cricket before we dive deep into the strategy and the process of analysis of this market option. Cricket is a bat and ball sport played between two teams of 11 players each, just like football. Here is the simple idea. One team bats and tries to score runs, the other team bowls and fields to stop them, just like shooting and saving. So a run is like a point. More runs you score, the better. So it's like you are trying to play penalties. That is a simple way of cricket. It's not like all these fast engaging sports like football or basketball whereby players will be passing to each other. It is all about shooting and saving. Now, depending on the format, in T20 cricket, T20 cricket happens to be one of the best game type that you can actually look into whenever you want to predict your cricket games. So if I should go into what T20 means, T20 means 20 overs per turn. So 1 over equals to 6 balls. So each team faces 120 balls total. You can dive deep more on YouTube to watch how this T20 really works. So how does it work out? Two teams play, each team bats once, maximum time per team about 1.5 hours, and so this match always takes up to like 3 hours before it ends, unlike football that it takes up to like 2 hours. Now, why is this T20 very popular? It is very fast and entertaining, lots of boundaries, high scoring games, perfect for market options like teams total over. So the typical scores that you should be expecting in T20 averages like 140 to 180 runs if you are predicting your games on teams that are not really good or not really bad. And if you are predicting your games on teams that are very good on the pitch with a very good pitch, expect 180 to 220 runs or above. But if you are looking into teams that has weak batting or tough pitch, expect 100 to 140 runs. All right, so in T20 each teams play 20 overs. 1 over equals to 6 balls, so total equals to 120 balls per team. This is very important because it affects how many runs a team can actually score. Now let us talk about what is individual team total runs over. This is where betting comes in. When it comes to cricket, individual teams total over means you are predicting whether one team will score more than a specific numbers of runs. Example, team A total runs over 160.5. What this means, if team A scores 161 or more, that means you won your game. And if they score 160 or less, that means you lose. So you are not predicting who wins the match, not like okay, team A win, team B win, just how many runs a team will score. You are going to find the options in most of the bookmakers that we have, but most times we always have a wide range of option in most of the Russian bookies that we have. All right, why people fail in this cricket match prediction is that most people lose because they guessed based on big teams or names, and many people don't really have knowledge about this sport. Sometimes you'll be seeing these market options on tipstars list, and you just be like, okay, let me just randomly go for it, you actually need start and analysis. You need to check the recent performance, and you also need to take note of the match condition. You must not ignore the match conditions. This market is actually predictable if you follow the right steps. Now, let us look at the simple and secret analysis steps. Now, let's break it down into 5 steps. So, the first steps, you need to check the team recent scores, look at the last 5 matches of the teams, ask, are they scoring above this line regularly? Example, maybe in the last 5 games we have 170, 165, 180, 150, and 175 for the teams that you want to predict okay as over, and you check the average, you are able to get 168. If the line that the bookmakers are providing is 160.5 and the average for the team that you predicted is 168, then over 160.5 actually looks strong. Over 160.5 looks strong. Step 2 of the analysis, check opponent bowling strength. When we talk about bowling, it is like saving techniques, like saving abilities. Just like I said earlier, that cricket is like a penalty shoot in football, whereby some teams will shoot for a particular period of times and the other team will actually save for another period of time. So in this step 2, check opponent's bowling strength, that is the opponent they are playing against. Check, do they concede a lot of runs? If opponent usually allows 170 plus, then the game is actually good for overs. Because don't forget, what you are actually predicting is 160.5, and the opponent that you want to predict your games against, they concede more than 170.5, then you are good to go. And the average points scored by the teams that you want to predict as over 160.5 is 168. You can see you have extra 8 points in 8 runs in their average average runs compared to that of the odd line that the bookmakers are providing. Step 3, you need to check pitch condition, because the pitch condition is very very important. It matters a lot. Flat pitch, if you have a flat pitch, then expect high scoring. It is very very good for over. But if you have slow or dry pitch, then expect low scoring. You need to avoid over prediction here. Now moving on to step 4, check match format. We have 3 types of match formats. We have the T20 that I explained to you guys earlier, and I said it happens to be the best league. It happens to be the best match format that you can actually look into. And we have the ODI. This happens to be medium, and we have the test. It is unpredictable. So you need to focus more on the T20 for this strategy, and we have some leagues that uses the T20 match format. Example is the Indian Super League, Pakistan League, and some Bangladesh leagues like that, and many more like that. So step 5, which happens to be the last step of this strategy, you need to check key players. That is, if you have the time, you need to ask, are the main batsmen playing? If top players are missing, scoring drops. And let us look into a practical example of this strategy. Let's assume that team A versus team B, we have them, and the market for team A, because we want to predict individual team total overruns, and we are going for the odd line that we have is 165.5 runs. Now you need to apply these steps. You need to check the recent scores for the team A, and you need to check the average point. You need to check the opponent team, that is the team B bowling, that is the ability to save. Step 3, you need to check the pitch. Flat batting pitch is very good for high scoring. And you need to check the format. T20 equals to fast scoring, expect high runs there. And lastly, you need to check the players. All key batsmen must be available. This will give you a strong final decision to predict your games as over. All right, so this is my final advice on this strategy. In cricket, unlike football that you can just assume that okay, Manchester City should be able to beat Fulham, they should be able to beat Nottingham Forest, they should be able to beat West Ham or Wolves. This is cricket. Don't bet randomly on cricket. Follow this rule. If at least 3 out of the 4 factors support overs, I listed some steps for you up to like 5. At least if you can get 3 to 4 factors that support the over option, then you can go for it as over. But if not, kindly make sure that you skip it. Discipline is what makes profit, not prediction in sport betting. If you want more simple and powerful betting strategies like this, subscribe now. Next video, I will show you how to combine this with another strategy to increase your winning rate. And kindly drop your question in the comment section. I will reply you right now. See you guys. Bye bye.